When I was a kid, I used to love to go to the circus and play games, laugh, and have endless fun. The best part, though, was getting to see the clowns with all the pretty faces, and they would make the coolest balloons ever. Their faces were usually an array of reds and blues and yellows, oranges, and blacks. These face paint origins date back many, many years ago, and they play a significant role in how we view makeup then and now. The three main points I will be discussing today are how makeup was created during the era of BC, how it continued to generate revenue and change the world while becoming more popular in the 1800s and the 1900s, and just how makeup plays a huge role in everyday life in the 20th century. So let's talk about this beginning of time, before Christ. HistoryofCosmetics.net states that the idea of makeup started some 12,000 years ago when ancient Egyptians discovered healing abilities in scented oils. They become a very important part of their religion. The gods were honored by the entire population with the heavy use of cosmetics, such as oils, eyeliners, foundations, and other products to enhance their looks. Shockingly, some of these products were poisonous, but it didn't bother them because it was such an honor to wear the makeup. In 70,000 BC, humans used plants and earth-like materials to paint their bodies rather than painting for their own beauty. The Egyptians painted to imitate nature. Makeup then hopped the border and made its way to Greece and Rome. The makeup became very popular, and the use of makeup was considered to be extravagant and over the top. However, in Rome, there was a period where women were not considered beautiful if they didn't wear makeup. The popularity of makeup eventually led to an inflation in prices, and some wealthy women were actually able to continue the makeup fad to the Middle East and India. Over time, makeup made its way all around the world, and it was either accepted or disliked. For example, China did not accept makeup, and women who wore it were executed if they wore certain cosmetics. But in Japan, noble women were forbidden to walk around without wearing a large amount of makeup. Then, the Dark Ages caused makeup to disappear from public knowledge because prostitutes would use excessive amounts to cover up their age and exaggerate their beauty. Kings and queens made public statements that wearing cosmetic makeup would not be in anyone's favor, and church officials spread the belief that was only used by heathens and Satan worshippers. And for the longest time, only stage actors were allowed to use makeup, but only during their performances. So let's talk about the changes we've seen in makeup leading to the 1800s and 1900s. Dance's historical miscellany.com stated that during the 18th century, during advancements were made in the cosmetic industries. Their faces were often covered with smallpox scars, tooth decay, their gums caved in from lost teeth. So both men and women could hide these defects just by wearing a thick face of makeup. For centuries, a pale face was the fashionable thing and suggested wealth and idealness instead of having to work so hard in the fields only to get sunburned. In 1716, Lady Mary Wortley Montagu described what would remain the fashion for the rest of the century. All the ladies have snowy foreheads and bosoms, jet eyebrows, and scarlet lips. The only thing she missed was the brilliantly red cheeks. So, how did men and women achieve their desirable look? Many of the more popular makeup products used to achieve this look contained lead. Even though lead poisoning was a dreaded side effect, many continued to create this look. Several English socialites actually died from lead poisoning this way. Rouged cheeks, which were just neat red circles on the cheekbones, were implemented to add a bit of color to the face and to deem the look complete. This look was achieved by vegetable matter. Rouges made in this way might contain sandalwood, basilwood, safflowers, red wine, or carmine, which was derived from the cochineal insect. The ideal eyebrow shape was much like how us ladies prefer it today, thin, half-shaped moon. To achieve this look in the 1800s, though, they used lead, coal, burnt soot from oil lamps, or burnt cork. So now that we've covered the proper look of makeup, let's talk about the advancements makeup has made over the the last 100 years. After the disappearance of makeup, thanks to the movie stars like Clara Bow and Mae Murrah, epitomizing the flapper look, many women began wearing makeup. The flapper look included rouge lips in the cupid bow shape, thick kohl rim eyes, and bright red blush, similar to the look of the 20th century. Technology advances made makeup safer. Makeup started to become processed by companies and stored in compacts and tubes. With the use of mascara, women back then did not have the wands that we use today, so eyelash curlers became extremely popular. Surprisingly, the complete look of makeup has not changed much since the 1920s. So, in conclusion, makeup has some history behind it. Starting with the Egyptians and Romans and making its way all around the world, cosmetics have changed and had different meanings behind it, to say the least. I would venture to say that makeup had more of an impact on society before the 1800s, some good and some bad, versus how we view makeup today. Makeup is a wearable world, and still to this day, women wear it daily to enhance their beauty. I believe that there'll be more advancements and easier products and ways to apply makeup just because our society is always changing and trying to incorporate more technological ways to do things. So maybe one day you'll be able to buy a robot that applies our makeup for us, or there'll be an application that creates our look and applies it virtually. You know what they always say, there's an app for that.